undiagnosed neurodivergence habit of going out for like batteries or like like basic groceries or something, and coming back with like an Amiga 3200.
Yeah.
Or a dining table and chairs.
No, my dad had to be right about everything. Even when it came to the levels of expertise other people had. Famously, the first PC that we actually had in the house, he'd had a friend at work build for him. And
a comrade is down. Someone revive them.
Sorry, I just had to run like hell from someone. And one day I turned the PC on, and all of the file icons were blank. They were just a white sheet of paper. And I went in, and the file structure was blank inside. There was no photos, no documents. Everything had essentially been wiped, but the PC remembered that it was supposed to be there. So, being the A-level IT student, including hardware, that I was at the time, I cracked the case open, had a friend, we had, we went full anti-static gloves, everything. We had a look in, and it turned out the ribbon for that, because this was before plug-and-play hard drives.
Ah, yes.
The SATA ribbon, the data cable, was all frayed and broken. And so what we think had happened is at some point, because it was barely attached, there might have been a power surge. It basically frazzled the hard drive. And that was after a few hours of inspection, realizing, nope, even when we've changed the cable out, there's nothing on this hard drive anymore. It's honestly a miracle that it remembers what Windows was. All I had done was turned the PC on. Hadn't been messing around with it, hadn't been doing anything strange. I turned the PC on. I got grounded. I had all of my own technology taken away for 3 weeks. I had the mother of all dressing downs told, and I quote, "You've been inside of that PC more than you've been in a whore's knickers.
Ew!
What on earth makes you think you know what you're doing?" That's a lot of good memories you've ruined on that PC. That's all of those photos gone, as though it was my fault. It was about an hour's worth of just humiliating dressing down. Eventually, I still fought back, because as I got older, I started to tolerate this shit less and less. And eventually, he went back to his friend that had built it, and his mate concurred. That's what happened. The hard drive was faulty, and it was just that at some point power surged and it's wiped it. I never got an apology. I got my stuff back at the end of the 3 weeks, regardless of whether when his mate had told him that yeah, no, he's right. By this point, by the way, in school I'd already built 3 PCs.
Mm-hmm.
That had absolutely fuck all wrong with them. So I didn't know what I was doing. But I got the blame. Because it couldn't have been something he did. And it couldn't have just been a random accident.
Yep.
Same as when I got my GCSEs in.
Yes, this one. You've told me this one.
My GCSEs, I got really high marks. But because of the actual classes I was in, I was limited as to what the grade could be.
You used to call them foundation GCSEs, and you were capped at a C, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. basically,
even you
with
did
our school,
A
it came down
quality,
to
quality work.
the kids that whose parents were on the board
Of
got into the high,
governors.
and then once they were all in the higher sets, there was no space left in the classrooms because here's the problem with multi-tiered like schooling. Regardless of how talented a kid is, there's only so many pupils that are allowed in the classroom. There were lots and lots of people in my class that should not have been on foundation maths, but the class was full. So when those grades came in, bear in mind, here's me buzzing because my grades were frankly amazing. Especially since I was, at the time, kind of in shock. My grandmother, who had done most of the raising of me, had died the day before my first exam.
Yes, I know that story.
Honestly, I credit having passed them the way I did to just spiting the universe.
Which is...
But here's me absolutely buzzing because my grades are the best they could possibly be. They're amazing. I'm going to get into all of the classes that I want to for the next year for my A-levels. It's going to be great. A 2-hour dressing down about why weren't my grades good enough. Why weren't my grades better? And then on top of that, when I explained to him about foundation maths, etc., don't bullshit me, was the reply. Didn't believe me. What it took was him sitting in a pub with a teacher friend of his to once again corroborate what I had told him. For him to not apologise to me, apologise to my mother. He apologised to my mother for what he had said to me. And she apologised on his behalf.
I'm shaking my head. I know this story already, but it always boils my blood. I will.
Honestly,
the very slightest thing I will say in not even defense, because fuck him, frankly. But like, I get the boomer doesn't understand computers panic, assuming that you'd somehow done something, but he shouldn't have treated you like he did because of it. And he was also wrong in the end, anyway. Well, not even in the end.
Of course he was. But of course he was. I was the one that was fucking qualified.
Oh, I know.
But I think if he hadn't taken off when I was like 19, I honestly think I probably would have got no contact with my family by now, because I couldn't have kept up with that. I would have hit him, and you know me, I'm not violent. But I think I would have hit him. I came close to it one day when it was about those grades.
Oh, Altana, I beg your grace once more.
He was an arsehole, to be honest.
You know what I'm like when it's myself? I'm defending.
He was unfit to be a father.
Oh yeah.
And I've never said that before.
You know what I'm like when I'm defending myself. I'm terrible. But especially if he pulled that knife bullshit that you described, there is the off chance if that had been my, I know your mum was at work, but if that was my, if that was a partner I was with doing it to my child.
She didn't know.
I know she didn't know. I'm not blaming your mother. I'm like, if I was a witness to that somehow, there is a chance that they well.
The Twilight God could never. What has Serelja done?
They might have found a knife turned on them because they just threatened to grievously injure.
He did a lot of shit like that.
Because I'm not gonna lie, that entire thing, which you have told me before actually, but
I know.
I'd forgotten about.
I knew I told you that one.
Is unhinged to the nth degree, frankly.
Yes, it is. He was very, very capable of being a highly, deeply unpleasant man. But what was I supposed to do? I was 6.
Oh,
No one would believe me. No one did believe me.
A comrade is in trouble. Someone
Even
heal.
now, like, I've told my mum about that since. And still, if you ask her, I had the happiest childhood that could ever have been childhood.
a light-hearted stream, folks.
Careful, lest
Yeah.
the darkness take you.
Hey, nowhere in my rules does it say that you can't trauma dump.
Oh, to be honest, I'm actually all here. I am for the trauma
Also,
dumping. People need to work
it
through
was
these.
relevant.
And it was relevant. It was just more on the lines of. I'd kind of forgotten how bad.
Bad he was?
Yeah.
Most people do.
Not that I didn't know he was bad. You've told me some other
is-
stories as well, which is just.
Oh yeah, after he left, he broke in one morning when I returned from a lad's holiday with my friends,
comrade is
and
down.
my mum woke up to find him on the
revive
edge of the bed asking if she'd had a nice holiday, because he hadn't fathomed that it was me going away by myself. He just let himself in. We changed the locks after that.
Yeah.
He didn't have a reason to be there either. He didn't even live in the county. He lived in Yorkshire by this point. So he had driven 2+ hours to come and do that.
Yeah.
Because once he left, he has no ties to the northeast. He moved back to Yorkshire. I keep tabs on him. I find it best to know where people that I don't want in my life are, so that I can not be there.
You know,
A truly mighty
the other thing that I always remember is you talk about
indeed.
of his mother, and
Yeah.
frankly, I know this will be lost on you because I've made this connection, and you wouldn't like this show anyway. But for any, it's not your style, but for any other Brits in particular, Madge from Benidorm, up to and including more specifically the somehow only, and I am all for, by the way, like not that sounds like legit disability racism, but in the suddenly can't walk as soon as they step off an aeroplane, even though they totally.
Oh yeah, his mum did that.
Yeah.
Like, legit did that.
Still.
We took her and her absolutely lovely second husband to Florida with us the last time we went, and yeah, despite the fact that she doesn't use one at home, immediately required a wheelchair at all times. She was hard of, like, her vision was really bad. Like, she wore milk bottles for glasses. But she would become conveniently actually blind.
Shinlir, the divine dragon
When it suited her.
ruin to Vanadil's twin.
And we ended up there, and this was, Florida. It was a lovely, lovely time. We went for 3 weeks. I swear to God, we spent an entire week of that eating at Denny's. Because she thought, and I will say, I'll phrase it this way, because honestly, most of the people that are, like, following me, and certainly the ones that talk to me on here, you're Americans. She thought that's what you all do. That's all that you do. That you basically live at Denny's. Fuck me if I know where she got that idea from.
I still find it hilarious, and this had to be product placement because this is how it works with that sort of tie-in. I'm baffled by the product placement in. Oh shit! No, I shouldn't have gone down here. Whoa, back up.